I always talk about how every time I go through a rough patch, I come out of it with deeper clarity and deeper happiness and more healing than I had before. A few days ago, I came on here to share about the anxiety I was dealing with, and it was very, very, very painful. What happened was something big happened. It was time sensitive, and I felt like I got myself into trouble because I was not very responsible about something, and I fixing it was out of my hands for the most part. I did what I was able to fix it, but the rest of it was out of my hands. But I didn't trust that, I couldn't find trust that it would be resolved in a timely manner. And I was spiraling. I was really spiraling. The feeling of anxiety made me feel unsafe because it brought me back to last year, about how it lasted months and months and months and months. And I was like, I can't do this again. I just can't do this again, especially because the issue itself was time sensitive. So like I shared, I tried a bunch of different things and they helped a little bit. But then ultimately it kept coming back and I was like, okay, I'm just going to have to really just meditate in this and try to pay attention to what does this need. And finally, I figured it out. And the clarity I gained is what I believe to be the root cause of anxiety, as well as the way to heal it through faith. So what came up for me was that as a child, if I made a mistake or if I wasn't responsible about something, nobody would come and help me out. I was left on my own. And as a child, we're limited with what we can do, right? So that made me feel very unsafe. So my nervous system would alert me, like, you're unsafe, you're unsafe, you're unsafe. I never healed that part. Now, though, as an adult, this was translating into my not trusting God. And I've talked about how everything in the physical world is really just an example to things in the spiritual world, right? And I've talked about how parents are our first example to what God is like. So whatever our parents were like, however they treated us, that's how we think God treats us. So in this case, I couldn't find trust that God was going to get me out of this because as a child, nobody got me out of my problems. I was left on my own. I was left stranded. I did something wrong. It was mine to figure out. And as a child, like I said, there's only so much I can do. And even now as an adult, as a human being, there's only so much I can do, and the rest I need to leave up to God. So what I did was I envisioned what the perfect parent would do. The perfect parent would come to the child and say, you made a mistake. Okay, how can we learn from this? Let me help you out. Let me help you figure this out. And I went back to my child self, to my inner child, and I spoke to her. And I told her exactly this. I said, you're okay. I spoke to her exactly how a healthy parent would talk to her. Exactly how God would speak to me. And I came out of it. And I'm going to cry when I say this part. Right before I recorded this video, I found out that the issue was resolved. The whole reason why this issue came up was because God has some big blessing prepared for me. And He wanted me to be the perfect vessel for that. But He knew that as long as I have this broken part, I'm not the perfect vessel for that. I can't hold that blessing. So He brought something my way, something that He knew I'll be able to handle, something He knew I'll be able to heal. And as soon as I healed it, the issue went away. The issue went away. And now I am so excited to see what blessings are about to come my way. And I'm going to come on here and share as those miracles unfold because I know they're about to come.